Hey guys, what's up? So, I've been wanting to do this for a while because it really gets to me because I know I've done it a couple times. But you know when people say karma's a bitch. Well, I love it when someone starts talking shit like, oh, say what's a good example for me? Oh, like when me and my mom get into it and shit, like karma's a bitch. You're a bitch. You know, the thing I don't understand is like, if you're a bitch to somebody else, you guarantee you shit's gonna come back because they're probably saying the same goddamn thing. Like, oh, well, karma. You say you bullied some bitch in the fucking hallway at school, and you're like, you just call her out, and she's like, well, karma's a bitch, and then you're like, then like 2 weeks later, you write a sad post on Facebook. Oh, I'm so sad. My life's a piece of shit. Look, bitch, don't be crying about this shit. Cause remember that post you posted where you said you beat the fuck out of that one chick? Guess what? That's karma coming back because your boyfriend broke up with your ass. Like, I'm throwing shit out there. Like, you bully a girl, you lose your boyfriend. Some shit like that. That's what I'm just tired of people saying karma's a bitch and then fucking whining and complaining when they do some shit and they don't expect bad shit to happen back to them. Karma's a bitch. Period. Plain and simple. Obviously, karma's a bitch. It's gonna come and bite you in the ass. You fucking fuck somebody else's life up? Karma's a bitch, dude. Karma is a huge bitch, and I understand. I know karma's a bitch. I've had karma happen to me. I mean, yes, I understand. I probably have done that where, oh, who have I been bitchy to? I don't usually get into altercations, but when I do, I don't really go that far. Like, I've never actually gotten into a physical fight. Hold on. I have twice. One was at a bar, and then another one was, well, like when I don't fight with my fists. I fight dirty. Like, I legit fucking bite, and I will use some type of fucking weapon. Like, the one bar fight I got into was with a chick, and she was hitting on my boyfriend while I'm sitting right next to him. She's like, hey, sexy. I'm like, bitch, he's mine. What are you doing? Why are you touching my man? Oh, I'm sorry. So, babe, want my number? I'm like, you want my fucking fist? And she's like, I don't think I was talking to you. I'm like, well, you're talking to his girlfriend. I live with him, this motherfucking bitch. Excuse me, don't talk to my man. Like, period. Don't fucking talk to my man in any way, shape, or form. Never. If you're friends, okay, good for you. Be friends. You fucking touch my man or flirt with my man, it's over. This bitch kept going at him. I stood up next to her. I'm like, the bartender could tell was getting kind of shaky. I waited until, I kind of got into her face. I'm like, look, he's taken. Find some other bar scum to take home. She got kind of pissed off, and she's like, I saw the bartender kind of, like, I kind of walked away, kind of sat next, like, I sat on his lap, and I'm like, he's mine, what are you gonna do? And, like, the bartender kind of, like, I kind of ignored her, and I'm kind of like, I'm put my back to her, and I'm like, oh, yeah, so, yeah, so, what's up, baby, yeah, you're awesome, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Kissed him and shit. And this bitch had the fucking nerve to come back and be like, thank God the bartender fucking looked the other way. Because as soon as he turned away, I looked at her. I'm like, bitch, you touch my man again. You ask him for his number again. Do it. Now, I don't put my hand on them first. She's like, do something. Got off, slept. Boom, boom, boom. Right at her face. And yeah, I got a little scratch. I had a scratch right here. But yeah, we got into it and just kind of pushed her over. And my man grabbed me. He's like, let's go. We're going. But I had some karma after that. me and him broke up. 2 weeks later, me and him broke up. And I got kicked out and I was homeless again. So, and like, another karma. It doesn't even have to be fighting or anything. It could be total like heartbroke too. Like, I will admit, if you watched my cheating post, I will admit I cheated. I'm not faithful at all. Well, I shouldn't say that. I am faithful. It depends though. Like, if you live in like my same area and you come see me and visit me, like fucking like as much as possible. Like, I'm not saying like every day. I'm talking about like every week or so. Like, oh, see me like I have like on weekend or something, or during the week when I'm having a bad day. Come see me, because I'm having a bad day. Come see me. I want my boo to comfort me. But I had a long distance relationship. Pretty much fucked that up. And yeah, I understand the age limit was, ugh. Like, we had, let's put it this way, he could drink before I was born. When I was born, he just turned 20. So I had a 20-year gap right there. But, I will admit, I fucking loved him. We had the best. He dealt with my psychoness. And yeah, he came and visited me. Like, after he visited me, like, the second time we had, like, our second date, he legit looked at me in the eye and he told me, I love you. And I felt that. Like, I could feel the I love you, and I could see in his eyes that he meant it. Like, we had talked probably for at least 2 months before he actually came and visited me. And, I really don't like to meet people off the internet, but the way we had that connection, it was so weird too, because we were talking about goldfish that I'd won from a carnival. I mean, I had just gone to a carnival, and my grandma's like, or my aunt's like, you can't buy no fish, or don't play that game because I'm not taking any fish home. I got 2 damn fish. They both came home with me. So, me and him, we started talking about, like, that's how our conversation started. He's like, oh, what's going on? How are you doing today? And I'm like, I just won 2 fish. And he's like, oh, sweet. And I'm like, well, I'm going to get off. You want to text? And I gave my number and everything. We started talking, and oh my gosh, the connection was unbelievable. I mean, the way we talked it was amazing. Like, he didn't even fucking, yeah, we talked probably about sex like maybe once or twice. And, he was fucking amazing in fucking bed. For an older man, yeah, he was amazing. He knew some tricks. I'm just gonna say that right now. Yes, he knew some tricks. So, yeah. Well, he went back, and, we've still talked and shit. Like, I was like, oh, I miss you so much. Like, we would talk from the moment I woke up, which is what I love, is the minute I wake up, I look at my phone and he had texted me. Until the moment we both passed out. Like, legit texting passed out, like, sometimes you don't get to say goodnight, but sometimes I'd be like, try to say, good night, baby, I'm going to bed, stupid shit like that. And God, I fucking miss him. Fucking miss him now. But, what ended up happening was one of my old crushes came back, and we always talked, and he's like, well, I have the car tonight, you want to come fuck? Sure. Let's fuck. My boyfriend's not here to fuck me, let's fuck. So, like, me and my boyfriend at the time, we were serious. Like, he was planning on moving up and living, like, we were planning on getting a place together. Like, we were that serious. And, like, we always had funny jokes, too. Like, he knew I smoked pot and shit, so the day we met, he comes up in this cool-ass fucking car. And he's like, ma'am, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm walking. And he like came out of the car, and I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, by the way, I'm a police off undercover policeman. I'm like, driving that car? Sweet. And I'm like, well, you can search me. He like kind of searched me, and I'm like, well, I don't believe that you're a police officer. So let me see your badge. You can have it, cause that was our joke, And he smoked pot too, so. But anyways, my ex came, or not my ex, but crush came into my life and fucked him and fucked my relationship up right there, cause me and him got into a fight, and he was going through some rough times with his family, and I was being selfish, of course, and I felt guilty. Like the guilt was eating me inside, where I couldn't believe it. The guilt that it impacted on me. That was karma right there. And I ended up breaking up with him. And he asked me, why are you breaking up with me? And I'm like, because I cheated on your ass. And that's when it really, it got to the point where I was devastated. After I said that, I tried talking to him and he wouldn't talk to me. And I let a few months go by, and I talked to him again. I'm like, what's going on? How you doing? Because it was right when, what was it? Not Katrina. Was it Katrina? No. It was one hurricane that hit the Jersey Shore area. And, because he lived in that area. And, I got really worried. And I'm like, babe, I hope you're okay, and all this and that. And he ended up calling me, and he was like, I'm okay. And I'm like, you know what, I made a huge mistake. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I really wish we didn't break up. I really do love you, and I really, really fucked up. And I will understand if you don't trust me anymore, but would you think of it as maybe trying to start over with me? And he said straight up, I don't go backwards, I only go forwards. And I think that's what really got me. And I'm like, damn, fucking karma. Karma. I cheated on him, and then guilt, all this shit happened, and that's karma. That is fucking karma right there. But we ended up talking, and one day he ended up telling me he had met a girl, and she ended up moving in with him and shit. And she was okay with him talking to me and shit, from what I understood. But then I was texting him. I'm like, oh, so how's your girlfriend doing? I'd always ask how she was doing and shit. And he ended up telling me that they were planning on having a kid because he really wanted kids. And he said, yeah, we lost our first baby today. And I was like, I am so sorry. And like, it was a miscarriage. Like, they didn't actually, you know. But I felt really bad. I'm like, I am so sorry for you. I feel so terrible. And I'm like, I know you really wanted a kid. And I felt terrible about that. But for what I hear, they're still trying to have another one. So, but karma's a bitch. And guess what? I've had my karma, and I'm pretty sure you have your karma. So the next time karma happens to you, just saying this, if it happens, don't all of a sudden be like, oh, karma's a bitch to the next person that's a bitch to you. Because guarantee you, the next time you're a bitch to somebody, karma will come right back and kick your ass. That's the end of that one, but I just want to get that one out there, that karma is a major, 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 major bitch. So, hope that one helped you out, people. So stop saying karma's a bitch unless you know it's gonna come back around. And if it does come back around, don't post something like, oh, I bitched this chick out, and then 2 weeks later or whenever karma hits you back and be like, oh my god, this happened to me. Karma's a bitch, bitch. Get it right.